Hello and welcome to the Claret and Blue podcast, an episode we absolutely did not want to be doing at all. John, we've said all week and all summer that we'll react to news as and when it happens. We'll do our standard Q&As and other bits and pieces, and I was more than happy to do nothing now till Wednesday Club or something on Friday where we talk about anything. And I woke up to a text message from you this morning at 1:26am. Onana knee injury, didn't look clever, ... That was the first I'd heard of it. That's since been confirmed by, I think, David Ornstein in The Athletic, that it's an ACL injury, which is, as we are very familiar with as Villa fans, one of the worst injuries you can have. You text me at 9:27, an ACL confirmed. And here we are 10 minutes later chatting about it. And as I say, I'd rather not be doing it because I think this is a devastatingly cruel blow for both Onana and Villa, right?
I was woken up by that phone call because I stayed up for the game at like 9am and missed it. So yeah, but man, I was just sort of down the phone listening to so we've got this. It's the ACL, and just going, hang up, man. I can't be bothered with this. Yeah, just like absolutely gutted, to be honest. Obviously for Amadou, but also like selfishly for Villa too. Oh yeah, when I watched the game last night, Belgium USA, I obviously saw it happen live, and I knew straight away, oh well, this is a major problem. Like you could tell, and Onana looked really quite distressed, but also didn't really know what to do with himself. I think he knew, or at least he was fearing, like, oh, I think I've done something here, but I'm not too sure. And when Kamara walked off the pitch against Man United, and these ACL injuries aren't, or some of them anyway.
Break, is it, where you get stretched off with oxygen?
Yeah, some of them, you may need a stretcher sometimes if you can't walk, but a lot of the time you are able to walk off or able to do a little jog or a little jump around and think like, is that okay? Like, have I popped something there? And yeah, you knew it straight away, and it's just a massive blow for Villa. And
obviously there was talk since the injury, and then the diagnosis was just come much quicker than I thought it was going to. I thought we might not hear anything immediately. I suppose being part of an active World Cup squad where there's another game to play means that they have to get things sorted straight away. But there was talk about maybe it's just a tear somewhere else, and it could be back at the end of pre-season or start of the season or whatever. Yeah. But if it's ACL, then it's obviously one of the worst you can get. And yeah, just horrible. Like, what's the chances? There haven't been any, as far as I'm aware, any major injuries across the World Cup, and you don't want to see any anywhere. No. The first one that pops up is a Villa player in a position where we've had these before. Come on, man. Between your message and doing this, I'd seen images of Lukaku holding up his shirt and stuff to celebrate. And it's
I didn't see that.
Like he was holding up Onana to the crowd, and it's like, so they already know.
Yeah, I mean,
during the game, it's a bad one. It's like,
I went to bed at half time because I was just fed up. I was like, I'm not even bothered about football anymore because I just knew straight away. When he came off, so what happened is, for those who haven't seen the sort of incident, he's basically stretched and he's kind of buckled underneath him a little bit. Like you wouldn't say, oh, that's an ACL. It's more, well, you would after he goes down injured, but it's one of those where sometimes you can get away with it. If you kind of overstretch your knee goes awkward, it's like, oh, I've jarred my knee. But it's obviously something's popped. So like, you can tell straight away. And he was holding his knee and kind of looking with a sort of wild eyes of like, oh, like, I'm not sure about this one. And that's when, I thought it was straight away. But then he's seen to the medical staff. He gets up a little bit, and you're thinking, oh, okay, so at least he doesn't need a stretcher. But means nothing really, just a glimmer of hope. And he comes off, and he's again looking distressed. I'm thinking, please come back on, even if it's an ACL. And let's just hope that it's not. It obviously was though. And when he went to his teammates, he first sat down, and I thought, like, okay, so he's just sitting down, like he might not be in like immediate pain here. But then it cut back, and he had like 6 or 7 of his teammates like going over to him. I think they could probably see that he's either broken down or he's just like, devastated about it. And they've tried to comfort him. And then there was another shot. I think it was, I can't quite remember who it was, but he's like leaning over to him and saying like, no, it's good. Like, you don't know if it's a bad injury or whatever. But yeah, clearly it was. And now Villa are going to have to pick up the pieces of that.
But by the end of the game, he's out. He's back out on crutches and a leg brace as well. So
like they obviously
towards the end of the game, walking back out. So they obviously by that point they know it is a bad one.
They've diagnosed it quickly, and as I say, I'm getting a call at 9 a.m. or whatever. So that must have been something that they've managed to do quickly. And because like the Kamara one, for example, there was like sort of ongoing tests with that one just to double check what exactly it was. And to be fair, that wasn't
That was different,
ACL.
wasn't it?
Yeah, PCL, I think. So it wasn't as bad as such, but still. Yeah, I mean, what do we do here, Dan? Like, it's just so annoying, and I could really just do without this. What I would say is that it's an area in the pitch where I think we could probably manage. But like I always say about Onana, I'll get on to that in a sec, sorry, but with Onana, it's such a unique profile and player that you can't replace that and what he does. So, I don't know. It's really annoying.
You just reminded me of a GIF I sent you in a completely different context of Pep Guardiola. We cannot replace him. That's how we are about Onana. We cannot replace him. Probably we cannot replace him. Financially, can we afford to replace him? Been around here a million times. Man United get a serious injury, okay, buy someone else. Like, not a problem. Can we even do that if we wanted to, or does this just mean that Bogard definitely doesn't leave now? And he's absolutely going to be needed because Onana is unavailable for, it could be the whole season. It probably won't be. It's July, but some of these do take up to a year.
ACL, we know what happens with an ACL. You lose, your muscle wastage and all. It's horrible. Like, it's a grim injury. It's not.
He might make the Champions League final.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan, I can't even laugh.
I'm trying my best here. I really am.
Well, ACL injuries tend to be what? Yeah. Your
9 months.
Standard one is around 8 months, something like that. So where does that take us, Dan?
Probably like February, March.
Yeah, but then like a recovery period after that, I guess. Like, and then what happens after that? Like, no one recovers from an ACL, smoothly, should we say? And then some players are okay afterwards, but a lot of the time,
a player that we know has had loads of injury problems already. You might not recover from it very well. He could be a completely different player afterwards. He's only young still, obviously, but
it's the way that he's built. Like, as you said, that he's quite injury prone, but he's getting stuck into challenges. He's leaving his leg out a lot. It's like a hook. He's prone to injuries. We know that already. But then after an ACL, again, like how that's going to look. And I hate to talk like that as like, will he be the same player? But I'm sorry, that they're valid questions.
Also, his I don't want to go as far to be like his whole career prospects, but there's always talk of, is he a player that we can maybe cash in on because he's still young and blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe you don't get a bid. Well, you're certainly not going to get one this year and probably not next year. But do you know what I mean? Like, if you do list him as an asset of he's valuable, well, if he's not the same player afterwards, he won't be valuable. And we've kind of lost that saleable asset, I suppose. So,
yeah, he's... sorry, go on.
I was going to say, then you've got the side of it of, trying to replace him. This now affects Villa's transfer business. If they don't have much money to spend anyway, midfield is not an area that you want to look at, as you might now have to. And it might only be a loan or a free agent, but that's still wage distribution that's got to go somewhere else that can't go somewhere else. It's just a right mess.
No. Just quickly on that before I sort of... Onana's 24 now, but he's going to turn 25 in August. But because he's essentially missing a year of his career, the next time Amadou Onana really plays for Villa is going to be 26. And that, in my head, is like, what? I view him as like 23, 24, obviously, because he's 24. But you get my point, though.
I just said he's a young player, thinking, well, he's 22, 23 when he signed, but by the time he properly plays for us again, he's 26.
He's going to be
a young player anymore.
25. Yeah, which, again, that's young. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's not like an issue. It's more of just that's what it does to a player's career. An ACL, like, all of a sudden you write off a year of their career, and he's going to be basically 2 years older by the time he plays again. The only thing I would say is obviously Kamara is due back for the start of the season. Due back in pre-season, hopefully for the start of pre-season, and should be kind of ready to go for the start of the campaign. So there's a silver lining for Villa, but that wasn't supposed to be one in, one out sort of thing. It's supposed to be Kamara's back and he can play next to Onana and you push Tielemans forward. And
are we cursed?
Yeah.
Somebody cursed the Villa midfield specifically. You're literally right. I saw an Instagram post from Kamara yesterday, possibly, of him stood on the pitch with balls, doing some, quote unquote proper. No, Onana's got the same injury. Come on.
No. Yeah, I mean,
that is cruel.
Yeah, not to go a step further, but can you rely on Kamara for a whole season? Like, all of a sudden,
you can't, can you?
Yeah, which, to be honest, is...
Although his injuries are pretty freak as well, aren't they? You know, he's not getting niggly ones.
Still misses usually a chunk of a season.
Yeah.
And he's still coming back.
If you offer me now that McGinn, Tielemans and Kamara will have the whole season completely injury-free, I'd snap your hand off for that. But it wouldn't happen.
Yeah. And that's another concern because Kamara and Onana were supposed... if Kamara's out, Onana, okay, hopefully he's fit. If Onana's out, Kamara should be okay now.
As soon as Kamara's injured, that's it.
Yeah. Well, you got Lindelof, I suppose, would be the big backup there.
We're talking about a Champions League campaign. We're like scrabbling around with Lindelof and Bogard and Barkley.
Oh God, I don't know. Yeah, sorry, the podcast is a bit like just.
I said at the top, I didn't want to be doing it. I wanted to react to transfer news or new kits or sponsors, not ACL injuries. We can't not talk about it because it's big news. Some actual Villa news has happened, and it's news.
Yeah, we didn't want this news. Oh man, I don't know. Do we? I think as you said, there's so many reasons why this is rubbish. Firstly, for Onana. Secondly, we can't have him for a year. Thirdly, the transfer situation. I mean, firstly, we have to pay his wages. I don't know if we can get this deducted on.
Well, he won't be registered in the squad, will he? So surely can you not subtract him from the numbers?
It's a good point. I'm not sure. I assume wage payments to injured players still. I don't know. I know you can take players out of your squad. But then obviously we haven't named it yet, so that doesn't really matter. But yeah, we're in the way of now we're probably going to have to look to replace him. Do we have to allot some money there that we wanted to pay for a left winger, for example?
Yeah,
it's all unnecessary stuff. But I guess the sort of thing that is more positive. I still don't think this would derail Villa necessarily. It's a blow, and the way I view it is we would be better off with Onana than without him, obviously. But at the same time, I'm so confident that we can challenge for the Champions League next season. And we haven't signed anyone yet, but I have belief in Emery and the culture that he's got in the club that we'll be okay, whatever's thrown at us, because we've had so much thrown at us. We've had so many injuries. Last season, we had all three midfielders ruled out at the same time for a period. Kamara out for half of a campaign. And yeah, we weren't amazing in the back end of the sort of league season, but we got the job done. We won the Europa League. We can deal with injuries. It's part of football. This is nothing new whatsoever for Villa. We're not scrambling around thinking like, it's our first ACL. How the hell are we going to manage? It's not that. But equally, that doesn't mean that we're going to be saying, it is what it is and move on. We can have a period of reflection on it, and it's not nice.
Yeah, just rubbish. I'm pretty keen to wrap up there, mate. I don't think we need to go on and on and on. There's lots of spin-offs here of transfer business, and now maybe could you have kept Rodgers, for example, and signed a couple of players to support this existing group, maybe? Do you now feel like you have to sell Rodgers because we need to distribute 30 million on a signing to replace Onana as well that we didn't plan on doing? Like, there's a whole kind of catalogue now of stuff to deal with that. Listen, it's a freak injury. These things happen. It's not Jordan Henderson breaking his wrist coming over the advertising hoardings. It's happened in a game, but like you fell over basically and put weight on your knee and buckled it and done it. This isn't a crunching tackle from our opposition. It's just one of them things that could have happened to anybody. And I hope anyway, at least that Onana doesn't come in for stick. Oh yeah, he's always injured. Like, this is not his fault. It could have happened to anybody. It has happened to others.
I'm just looking at
so irritating.
I'm looking at the free market.
God, I can't imagine there's much in there, to be honest, mate.
I mean, there's one. You know what I always say: Emery will take a player, and that player will get better. The only one I'm Basuma.
Yeah,
right. You just got to cover, haven't you? I guess.
Yeah. How old is he now?
28? I don't think he's particularly injury free, should we say? But
29.
Does it cover us for a season? I don't know. He's going to be 30
by the start of the season.
Yeah, but that,
is that free agent for a couple of years?
Yeah, it's not a resale thing. He's not a great player. He was, I think, for Brighton. He was fantastic, and we wanted to sign him, didn't we? But couldn't.
Yeah. 2 or 3 years ago, I've been all over it.
Yeah, that's just one sort of option, and there'll be others as well. There'll be other things that we think, well, we could probably manage with this or that, but none of it's going to be great. And again, you're adding to your wage bill when you really didn't need to or want to. Okay, let's wrap up. Let your thoughts be known in the comments on whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify. Send your well wishes to Amadou. It's a real shame
obviously it goes without saying, and it's a real difficulty for Emery and Villa to deal with, something they probably didn't want, or they absolutely wouldn't want to be dealing with. And Onana would have been absolutely a part of first team plans next year, and he now won't possibly play a minute of it. So annoying. Right, John, thanks for joining me on this quick impromptu breaking news podcast. I'm not even going to say we'll be here to talk about news again, because I don't want bad news to come up. So we'll be back again with something soon. Me and Matt might do a catch up again later in the week. And we've also got podcasts with Joey Durso, who's the author about a book about football kits and sponsorship and stuff. And I caught up with him and Rob Warner last week. So that'll be out at some point as well, something to take your mind away from on-pitch matters. Okay, John, thanks for joining me. Thank you for watching or listening, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Wow, that was depressing.